Now on Nightside, the Zags play against the top-seeded Houston Cougars tomorrow in March Madness. Find out what chances the Zags have to break into the Sweet 16.
So the rain is starting to move out as promised. We are still seeing a little bit of rain and snow, but we've got some great news for tomorrow and then, well, a change for Sunday. I'll have all the details coming your way.
Officials are giving parents the warning signs to look out for if you have a child having issues catching some Z's. What you can do at home to help them get better sleep. You're watching 4 News Now, Nightside. We begin with breaking news tonight. Two-time world heavyweight boxing champion George Foreman has died. Thank you for staying up with Nightside. I'm Kirsten O'Connor. A post from Foreman's family said the famed boxer died surrounded by his loved ones. Foreman was known as one of the most powerful punchers in boxing history. He won Olympic gold in 1968 in only his 25th amateur fight. He had a legendary rivalry with Muhammad Ali that was famously known as Rumble in the Jungle. After boxing, Foreman became a celebrity pitchman. He was known for the George Foreman Grill, which debuted in 1994. Foreman was 76 years old. We are one sleep away from Gonzaga taking on Houston for a coveted spot in the Sweet 16. Sports Director Jack Wallace is here with me in studio to share what the Zags have prepped for a game against a 1 seed.
Safe to say this game is between two pretty stacked rosters. Both teams ranked in the top 10 in essentially every computer metric you can find for the NCAA tournament teams. But of all these great Bulldog athletes, there's one key player for Gonzaga that might just be the difference maker. That's Braden Huff, the backup big man. For most of the season was known for his defensive liabilities, but offensive prowess, possessing one of the best efficiency ratings of any big in America. But these last few games, especially the last two, Huff has transformed into a vital piece of the starting lineup, scoring 18 against St. Mary's to help win the WCC title, and then another 18 points and 8 rebounds to help take down Georgia. Head coach Mark Few spoke with Huff about his game, and then the sophomore shared with us what advice Few gave him.
He obviously harp on the obvious, defensively, be physical, but also just play loose. And have fun because, I mean, March is some of the best basketball, so just enjoy it and have no regrets.
Huff and the Zags need to bring the best of their top 5 offense against the best scoring defense in the country in the Houston Cougars. Zags playing the Cougars in the second round of the NCAA tournament tomorrow evening for a spot in the Sweet 16. And these schools, how about this, have the longest and second longest Sweet 16 streaks in the country. Zags a little bit longer on it. Tip-off in Wichita is at 5:40 p.m. Pacific time. And while Huff is one of the younger players on this veteran team, we'll hear from more of the seniors and his March Madness journey later in the cast. Kirsten, back to you.
All right, Jack, we'll see you then. There is a silver alert for an elderly man out of Spokane Valley. Terry Delosier was last seen on March 19th and may have been heading to Portland, Oregon. Because of medical issues, Washington State Patrol says Delosier cannot return home without help and likely does not have his medication. Delosier was last seen wearing a blue and gray flannel shirt, blue jeans, and he was driving a 2007 blue GMC pickup truck. If you see him, call 911. City funding for Spokane cops is expiring at the end of the month, but the city still has not picked a community safety partner just yet. Spokane Cops says the city was supposed to make that decision on March 1st. 3 weeks later, the city council has not been presented with any options from the city's request for proposals.
I've heard that through that, procurement process that a couple organizations in particular rose to the top. I have not heard exactly which two of those are, but I know that there are a couple that the administration seems to favor.
COP says it plans to keep its doors open through April, even if it doesn't get a new contract with the city. New on Nightside now, the Washington State Department of Transportation is asking for your help in the design of a pedestrian bridge that will be built over I-90 in Spokane Valley. A new survey from WashDOT lets people provide their feedback over various styles of bridges. It also asks where you think the bridge should be located and what popular spots you want this bridge to connect to. The survey is open until April 13th. If you'd like to fill it out, find the link on our website, kxly.com. Drivers going through Stevens Pass early tomorrow morning should expect delays. Avalanche control will be taking place on Highway 2 starting at 4 a.m. The Washington State Department of Transportation will halt eastbound traffic at mile marker 58, and westbound will be stopped at milepost 64. Drivers should plan ahead and expect significant delays. In your first alert forecast, Mark Peterson is here with us on Nightside. And Mark, it was raining outside on me as I was walking back into the studio tonight.
Yeah, we had the light rain. Now it's stopping in Spokane, but now Coeur d'Alene's getting a little bit of very light snow. And temperatures has fallen over the last hour to 32 degrees from 34. We're holding steady at about 38 degrees. Again, drying out west to east. We're still seeing, with that rain ending, and the four things we want you to know about, the snowy pass conditions, including heavy snows in Stevens Pass. We told you about that with those closures at 4 a.m. due to avalanche control. For tomorrow, it's going to be sunshine. For Saturday, going to be gorgeous, and it's going to be rainy on Sunday. In fact, a rain-snow mixed at times. So currently, okay, Coeur d'Alene 32, 38 into Spokane, 39 into Ritzville, 46 into the Tri-Cities. Everything to the west of us is drying out. Everything to the east, we're still seeing rain into North Idaho and snow into the mountains. We look at the current radar as this continues to make its way through. I-90 crossing over into Montana. More snow stacking up into Lookout Pass. That's going to be a trend for the next several hours. Lookout, or 4th of July Pass is getting a little bit of light snow, but you can see it's drying out, and we're going to see that continue to make its way out of the area by early this morning. Just about a 20% chance of scattered showers coming in after midnight, and we still have just light snow. 33 is what our early morning low tomorrow is going to be. 34 into Coeur d'Alene, 33 into St. Mary's. We're going to see 33 into Ritzville, but it's going to warm up. We're going to have sunshine and a high of 50. That is average for this time of year. We're going to talk about some changes in that forecast coming up in just a little bit.
All right, see you then, Mark. New on Nightside, Cheney Public Schools is one step closer to building a new elementary school. It'll be called Craig Road Elementary in Airway Heights, and there will be room for 500 kindergarten through 5th grade students once it's complete. Design work for the new elementary school will begin next month. Construction is expected to start in March of next year.
Education is our right. That is why we have to fight.
One of the main things the Department of Education does is provide crucial funding for low-income students and students with disabilities. The Trump administration insists funds for Pell Grants, low-income students and students with disabilities will not be interrupted, but they will be overseen by different government agencies. President Trump announcing today funding for special education and nutrition programs will now be handled by Robert F. Kennedy and the Health and Human Services Department.
They're going to be preserved in full and redistributed to various other agencies and departments.
Teachers and school officials across the country remain skeptical. More schools than we realize are heavily reliant on federal funding, like this elementary school teacher from Salt Lake City.
It's terrifying. Nobody knows what's going to happen, and nobody knows what it would mean for sure if the Department of Education went away. But I do know that as a teacher in a Title I school, my students not only receive but rely on the funds that we get from the federal government.
We reached out to several local school districts to ask, what does this mean for their students? No one really knows the answer just yet. Spokane Public Schools said this in a statement: the federal funding question is impacting some of our budgeting timelines, as we and other districts across the country need to know what our revenue will be prior to creating next year's budget and staffing levels. Another department that's been hit with layoffs is the National Weather Service. Because of staffing issues, the Weather Service has cut the launches of critical forecast weather balloons. The cuts will result in reduced forecasting accuracy, including for all private industry forecasts that rely on National Weather Service data. Weather balloon launches occur twice a day and are critical to forecasts. They feed forecast models with twice daily observations, enabling those models to make predictions. Well, do you have a child at home who can't sleep very well? What warning signs officials are saying you should look out for, and what you can do to help your children get better sleep.
All right, we have a dry day Saturday, but wet weather coming in on Sunday, and then things are looking pretty good next week. How good? Oh, we'll have that coming your way in just a little bit.
Download the KXLY Plus app on your connected TV.
Book your stay and play getaway today at Mississauga.com.
4 News Now anchors, not just in the newsroom, but in the community, doing the work, listening to you, asking questions to help keep your family safe. We're the people you trust on your screens and in your neighborhood. We'll always be there on 4 News Now.
We are here in Israel, a nation at war, the worst attack in 50 years. Israel waging a fierce bombardment of Gaza.
When it matters most, America turns to David Muir and ABC's World News Tonight.
Spokane's hottest music.
Man, I feel just like a rock star.
Hot 96.9.
All right, so let's begin.
Spend 2025 with Jimmy Kimmel Live.
Oh, no one else is clapping?
New Kimmel, weeknights on ABC.
For over 25 years, Dr. Arvind Chaudhry and Summit Cancer Centers has remained true to 3 core values. 25 years of coming together to develop the most complete and personalized treatment plans available. 25 years of providing the most advanced treatments and non-invasive radiosurgery in the country. 25 years of taking you on a healing journey from diagnosis to recovery.
And we are not stopping there. We will continue to offer the most comprehensive cancer treatment in the Northwest.
Summit Cancer Centers. Integrated, innovative, inspired.
When it comes to buying used vehicles, we know that there's a lot of options for you out there.
Make Colville Toyota your first option for quality used vehicles.
Before our cars hit the lot, we inspect and repair any issues that we may find. We care about our customers and our cars, and it shows with the extra TLC that we put into them.
If you're in the market for a new, used, or certified vehicle, come to Colville Toyota and buy with confidence.
Because we're your small-town dealership with a big heart.
4 News Now is brought to you by Andy's Heating, Cooling, Electrical.
Welcome back. World Water Day is this Saturday, and if you feel like getting the family out and celebrating, the Doris Morrison Learning Center has an event for all ages. They will have activities like a bird walk, children's story times, guided walking tours, and presentations from scientists at the Learning Center. This event runs from 9 a.m. until noon and is free, but they do encourage you to register early. And if you're hoping to do some fishing in the Spokane River between the Washington-Idaho border and the 9 Mile Dam, you're going to have to wait a little bit longer. The section of the river right there is closed until May 24th. The closure will allow for the safe spawning of natural trout. And once the season opens, there will be some restrictions. Head to KXLY.com right now to find out more about this story.
We do not want to interrupt date night.
No. Those fish need to have their Fridays
That's
just
right.
as much as the rest of us do.
It's very important for the health of everything.
That's
All right. Good evening.
Good evening.
It has been a couple of Sundays since I've done a Nightside, 11 o'clock. This is the first one in 3 years.
I was wondering how many you've done. Yeah.
Maybe 3. Maybe 3 to be up this.
We've never been together on Nightside.
No, not on Nightside. All right, well, good evening, almost tomorrow, people. We are going to have a beautiful Saturday.
Yeah.
But then Sunday, things are going to change. If the Zags win Saturday, it's going to be beyond beautiful. How
That's
about
right.
That? See, Sweet 16. Let's get to the weather, show you what's going on. 1,800 so far today. Not as much as originally anticipated, but it was plenty wet enough all over the place. We are ahead of what we average get. It has been a wet 3 to 4 weeks, and we're seeing those add up. Now, right now, temperatures with the light snow into Coeur d'Alene, we're sitting at 32 degrees, 38 in Spokane. Colville, you're at 37 degrees. I was going to say this morning, but no, it's tonight. Our forecast for tomorrow. Few clouds overnight. Things are going to be drying out, and then it's going to be sunshine with a high of 50, which on a 30-year average is perfectly average for this time of year. So it's going to be a great day tomorrow. We're going to see things change, though. We take a still. This is what right now we're showing in radar. Again, Suncrest, Deer Park, Elk, you're getting some light rain. We've got snow wrapping through Rathdrum, Clarksville, up along I-90, crossing over to Montana. But Spokane remains dry. We look at the forecast radar. We're going to continue to have mostly dry weather. There could be some sprinkles. We're going to see light amounts to the north by tomorrow at 3 a.m. The majority of this starts to move out. We do hold on to some mountain showers up until about 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, but they're going to be few. You know that Idaho and Montana are going to be working those highways overnight, but still, you're going to have snow into the mountain passes. Certainly, if you're going over Stevens Pass, Snoqualmie Pass looking pretty good. For Saturday, it's going to continue to be dry. Then we're going to see a change when we get to Sunday. So we look at what we have so far for rain, almost half an inch in Coeur d'Alene. We're going to add a little bit of that, and then that's going to move out. So we look at Saturday. It's dry, not much movement. Sunday morning, 3 a.m., we see that other kick, that next system coming in. So we're expecting total by Sunday to have half an inch. Over an inch into Coeur d'Alene, we're going to see some of those tributaries start to climb up a little bit. That's a lot of moisture. As we track the pattern by Saturday evening, again, still dry. In Sunday, we do see this bit of system come through. By Monday, that starts pushing north. Here is that weak ridge of high pressure that's going to bring in much warmer temperatures, but it's not going to hold its place for very long. Sunday into Monday, then that's going to track, and we're going to see that warmer air come in that's going to hold out for 3-4 days, but then it's going to weaken, and we're going to see some big changes. So we look at the highs for tomorrow. We're looking at 47 degrees, 45 in Coeur d'Alene. Temperatures nearing 50 into Ritzville. It's going to be dry. It's going to be sunny. It's looking good. Now we look at that planning forecast. 46, snow into the mountains, rain into the lower elevations for Sunday. Going to be a good day to read a book, hang out. Monday, 59 degrees, some clouds. Partly cloudy, 65 on Tuesday, and then 67 on Wednesday. Increased chances of showers kicking in. Thursday looks to be wet weather, so really the beginning of next week is looking phenomenal, but we are going to see those changes really starting on Sunday. And again, that cold front coming in Wednesday into Thursday and Friday. Now, updated temperature saying not the upper 40s, looks to be the low 50s at 53 degrees. So all of the next week is going to be above average with overnight lows well above freezing, looking pretty good. Sunday, that's going to be the day we will want to watch a movie or basketball, perhaps.
Yeah, celebrate that we're going to the Sweet 16. I like that we're positive about that.
Hopefully.
Yeah, all right. Thank you.
You bet.
New on Nightside, if your child is having rough bedtimes, experts are pointing to signs to watch out for before serious health issues develop. Pediatricians say parents should seek care if their child is waking up often in the middle of the night, if the issues are leading to problems during the day, or if your child is experiencing heavy snoring or gasping, which could be signs of sleep apnea.
I think the other thing I would say is that if a child does wake up in the middle of the night with some kind of sleep disturbance, it's really important for parents to respond calmly, because that will help their child fall back asleep more quickly.
Experts recommend children having consistent wake-up and bedtimes, avoiding screen time right before bed, and doing a calming activity like reading. Flights are resuming at London Heathrow Airport, one of the world's busiest airports. Last night, a fire tore through an electric substation, plunging the airport into darkness. ABC's Jacqueline Lee has the story.
Planes are beginning to land again at London Heathrow Airport after a fire at a substation grounded flights, plunged the airport into darkness, and forced inbound flights to be diverted, disrupting more than 1,300 flights.
I'm pleased to say that the fire at the electricity substation has been put out by the London Fire Brigade, and power has been resumed to Heathrow Airport. Heathrow Airport are telling us that flights will start to land again later today. That will include some diverted aircraft with passengers on.
The incident occurred Thursday night with a fire compromising 25,000 liters of a transformer's cooling oil. Air traffic control alerting pilots mid-flight over Canadian airspace.
We just got a phone call, and apparently we were told to turn everything around that was landing Heathrow.
Video showing the flames rip through the facility that provides power to Heathrow Airport and tens of thousands of homes. Passengers stranded in the dark, using their phones as flashlights.
It's just lots of confusion, and we don't know, no one really knows what's going on.
With many worried about the cost of getting home.
Everything's just up in the air. It's pretty stressful. And I'm worried about how much is it going to cost me to fix this, because I don't know if it's going to be fixed for me. I think I'm going to have to pay a lot of money out of pocket.
An investigation is underway with the Counterterrorism Division at the helm. Officials say they are not treating this incident as suspicious, but there's a heightened concern for attacks at electrical substations after attacks in the Pacific Northwest and in North Carolina in 2022. Officials don't expect the airport to be fully operational until Saturday morning. Jacqueline Lee, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Well, there are lots of reasons it is getting more expensive to go out to eat while you're paying more for date night. After the break, you're watching.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to take an adventure with rugged capability and commanding style. From the Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. Right now, you can get a 2.99% APR on a 2025 Pilot.
Fred's Appliance and 4 News Now are teaming up for the Great American Flag Swap. On March 28th, bring your old, tattered flag to any Fred's location, and in exchange, you'll receive a new flag with help from Uncle Sam's Flag and Gift. Let's thank veterans and military families who are serving.
Fred's Appliance is proud to partner with 4 News Now for the Great American Flag Swap. We honor the sacrifices of our military families and veterans. Visit Fred's Appliance today, trusted for over 60 years, where we sell appliances, only appliances.
Oof. Moving day never goes smoothly, does it? Let's just settle this little mishap, huh?
Who do we always see on the billboards again?
It's the one called That's All Guys.
After an accident like this, you deserve to be compensated fairly for everything you've had to go through. At Craig Swap & Associates, we only get paid after you win.
One call, that's all.
509-999-9999.
I'm Mark Peterson, the Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union, ready to take on our next job. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXLY.com to nominate it. Our thanks to Horizon Credit Union for sponsoring the 4 News Now Extreme Team.
We could tell you what it's capable of. Or you could find out for yourself. How we get there matters. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer.
4 News Now is brought to you by the YMCA.
Well, it is getting a lot more expensive to go out to eat. A new study finds the price of dining out has nearly doubled, but that doesn't explain another new finding, why some people are choosing to eat alone. Mary Sheridan joins us live in studio tonight to tell us more.
Kirsten, it's no surprise as food prices rise, eating out has become more expensive. In the last 5 years, popular chain restaurants hiked their prices by an average of 42%. That's double the national inflation rate, Breakfast restaurants facing high egg prices saw the biggest increases. Waffle House nearly doubled their prices in the last 5 years, and prices at IHOP rose more than 80%. But this week, the Federal Reserve warned President Trump's tariff policies are pushing inflation up again.
There are going to be tariffs, and they tend to bring growth down.
Labor costs and other factors are also hitting restaurants' bottom lines. But there's another potential factor to these rising menu prices. More Americans are eating alone. The World Happiness Report out this week found 1 in 4 Americans now report eating all of their meals alone the previous day. The number is higher among those under age 25, who report an 80% increase in dining alone in recent decades.
Have these technological barriers that are keeping people isolated. We're living more so on screens and on phones and less in person.
The annual World Happiness Report found the U.S. ranks 24th in the world for happiness now, its lowest position ever in the study. For 4 News Now, I'm Mary Sheridan.
Mary, thank you. A new housing development plans to make the dream of home ownership a reality for middle-income earners in Post Falls. The project is called Miracle on Britain, and it's designed specifically for working families in Kootenai County, with homes priced an average of $50,000 below market value.
There still needs to be more homes for low income, but there's nothing on the market today that addresses our middle income and our upper middle income wage earners.
A University of Idaho study found that 80% of residents in the area cannot afford to buy a home. Miracle on Britain hopes to change that. Families must make between $75,000 and $126,000 to qualify, and homes will be priced between $290,000 and $430,000. Stevens County is about to receive faster internet. A groundbreaking ceremony was held today for a new broadband project. This will bring fiber-based technology to the area, giving 491 homes, 11 businesses, and 6 fire stations a faster connection to the web. To see if you are included in that coverage, head over to KXLY.com. Well, Zag senior Ben Gregg has been to 4 straight Sweet 16s. Stick with us after the break to see how his family celebrates his last few game days.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by R&R RV.
I have a choice between 2 women. It's supposed to be the happiest day of my life, and my emotions are just everywhere. I don't know how you look at somebody that you really love and tell them that you can't be with them. Give me a second, man. It's impossible.
Both women are on their way here right now. I really need to know which one to send first.
We could tell you what it's capable of. Or you could find out for yourself. How we get there matters. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer.
We're on with what's new this morning. What's happening now.
And what's next for you.
Get what's new now and next at 5 and 6 a.m. right here.
And right here at 7A.
Because we're on all morning long. Good Morning Northwest and GMA.
Yeah, definitely. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. See you next week.
Bye.
All right. Thanks.
All right. Take care.
Bye, everyone.
Perry Mason made solving murder look good, and devoted Secretary Della Street embodied 50s fashion. The truth never goes out of style on Perry Mason.
Watch MeTV Spokane Coeur d'Alene on MeTV 4.2.
We could tell you what it's capable of. Or you could find out for yourself. How we get there matters. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer.
The longest two-day wait of the season so far is almost over. Gonzaga versus Houston in the second round of the NCAA tournament. But for one Zag, this tournament means just a little bit more, even on his 5th run. Sports reporter Sydney Berger breaks down Ben Gregg's last ride in March.
Regardless of the outcome against Houston, it's still the end of an era for Ben Gregg. The senior is playing in his 5th and final NCAA tournament, and now a Gregg family game day tradition might be in its final days. That's little Ben Gregg, before he was 6'10" Gonzaga forward Ben Gregg. Don't worry, sharing these isn't an invasion of Ben's privacy. His dad's already blasted them around the internet.
He's in a hot tub, and he's probably 7, and he's super skinny, a jet fighter, and he had a cowboy hat and sunglasses and a one-piece flight suit on. What started as a post for family to remind them of game time and where to watch the Zags took off into a social media series Zags fans counted on. And then I started adding pictures and then tagging it with little Ben, and then it kind of just took off from there. There's thought put into this, though. Ben on a Bulldog before the game against the Georgia Bulldogs, in a WSU jersey before a game against the Cougars, on a beach before the game against the Pepperdine Waves. And with Ben's college career winding down, his dad reflects on the journey little Ben took to become the Ben Gregg his family is forever proud of. The one thing that I've preached to him probably since he was little was do something for others. And he hooked up with Rick Clark and started doing stuff in the community. And a lot of people are doing it for NIL. He was doing it to serve, right? I mean, and that's the part that I'm probably the most proud about, even over basketball and anything else that he's done. I think it's just every dad's job to figure out a way to embarrass their kids. But Ben says that he isn't bothered by the posts. He's glad a few fans could get a good laugh out of it. The Zags tip off against Houston tomorrow at 5:45 right here in Intrust Bank Arena. Reporting from the NCAA tournament, Sydney Berger, 4 News Now Sports.
Thank you, Sydney. What a fun story. And while not meeting Big 12 newcomer Houston ever before, the Zags performed pretty well against the conference. They won 4 of their last 5, 2 of 3 this season, beating Baylor back in November. Bears advancing to the second round with the win over Mississippi State today. Tip-off in this one in Wichita tomorrow, 5:45, like Sydney said. And for the women's side, they take on the Colorado Buffaloes, second round WBIT tournament. They need a win to reach the quarterfinals. That's hosted in Hinkle Fieldhouse in Indianapolis. Gonzaga played fantastic basketball on both ends of the floor, especially on defense, and they want to roll that momentum heading into a tough environment in Colorado, just like where the Zags Buffs went to the last 3 NCAA tournaments. Head coach Lisa Fortier spoke on her appreciation of her seniors and what it means to keep playing high-level hoops in March.
Been so proud of them and what they've done and how they've transformed themselves as a group of basketball players throughout this season, that it's just fun and fitting that we could play, better than we did last time we were here and continue to play as long as possible. And we're getting close to playing our best basketball in March, which is what you want to be doing. It's certainly playing really good basketball in March, and so hopefully we can keep doing that.
This game marks the second Big 12 matchup. Zags lost to Texas Tech November Paradise Jam neutral site tournament. Tip-off in Boulder tomorrow at noon. We'll have highlights tomorrow on 4 News Now, special edition at 8. Spokane Chiefs in the regular season home finale in their arena tonight, playing the Seattle Thunderbirds, and oh my goodness, what a finale. Chiefs end up falling 7-6 in a shootout loss. A loss, frankly, almost inexplicable, considering they scored the 6th goal with 8 minutes to go in regulation, a lead by 2, and then surrendered consecutive empty net goals with a 3-minute and 29-second mark to stumble into overtime. Thunderbirds saved all 3 of the Chiefs' shootout attempts, marking the end of a rough game. So now the Chiefs have one final matchup in the regular season at the Tri-City Americans. Chiefs have only won once in their previous 4 trips to Kennewick. Puck drop tomorrow at 6:05 p.m. Last look at weather coming up right after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Awesome.
I like it. I love it.
Right now, get 6.49% APR for up to 72 months on a new 2025 Grand Highlander. Visit Toyota.com to learn more.
Go from dreaming it to driving it today.
Toyota, let's go places.
All right, he's fixed. Place should be ready by game time.
Ah, sweet, man. But hey, since you're here, you want to play a quick game of horse?
I've never played before, but I just get into the hoop?
Yeah, something like that.
All right. Like that?
You know what? Forget the game. Show me that work you did on the furnace earlier.
Okay, yeah. That was pretty good, though, right?
Let's just worry about the furnace for now.
You think I could dunk?
Did you know that the largest consigned furniture store in the country is in Liberty Lake? Shop gently used furniture for your home, home office, or apartment, all in 60,000 square feet. You can save up to 70% off retail. There are new pieces coming in every single day, and you never know what you're gonna find. Ooh, if you don't see the price you like, make them an offer. You can even shop these amazing savings online. Consigned furniture. Easy way to sell, smart way to buy.
It's Truck Month with the Ford crew.
Attention, please. The final days of Truck Month have arrived.
Morgan, light it up.
On it!
This is like a movie.
Okay, everyone. Time is running out for our best deals on Ranger and Maverick and America's best-selling trucks for 48 years, Ford F-Series.
Lease a 24 F-150 Super Crew 4x4 for $399 a month for $36, or buy with 2.9% for $72. Only at your local Ford dealer.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
It's Friday night, and we have rain pushing out of the area. We're dry right now, 47 degrees. Oh, by the way, it's currently 38. Not too bad outside. Tomorrow, it's going to be sunny. We're going to have some clouds, 47, 46 on Sunday. Monday, near 60, mid to upper 60s. Tuesday, Wednesday, with an increased chance of showers. Thursday. Now, let's talk about these high temperatures. Below average highs during the day as we go into tomorrow and Sunday. 50 is that normal high, but then stop it. Look at that. Temperatures I mean, just so well above average. It's going to be really nice. And then next weekend, it's shot. So let's just enjoy next week.
Yeah, just while it lasts.
It's going to be great.
It's good for our busy weekend in sports.
Very busy. So many games. Lots of them indoors, though, but I'll be happy to get some sunshine because it's been a few months since I've really enjoyed a nice day outside.
Poke out and get a little vitamin D in between games and then go back in again?
Happily take that deal.
Same. I'm going to need it. All right. Thanks for joining us. Thanks, Mark, for being with us tonight.
Yep.